Hello, everyone. Welcome to this testimonial presentation video. My name is Si-Wing Yi from the Yi Real Estate Network. We are a real estate investment club. We have members, free membership of our organizations that we provide free education to our several thousand members. Doesn't matter where are you located in the country, we will accept you as members. All you got to do is log in your email into our website, the Yi Real Estate Network, and you will receive, real estate information, free newsletters, and some of you and digest, get educated, get informed, and you never know, you'll be able to buy real investment properties within our network that you can achieve your definition of financial freedom. So without further ado, I'm so blessed to having the permission to invite one of our members, Julie and Mark. I'm going to exclude the last name. So the reason why I invited them is because they are a typical, for the lack of a better term, mom and pop real estate investors out there. And they, for whatever reason, they have some unique motivation and focus. They want to achieve financial freedom so badly. So in their situation, they can talk about how they are using their individual retirement account, their IRA, to buy investment real estate inside their IRA account. Now, just so you know, there are many ways to buy real estate, right? In rental properties, that is. There are, you don't have to, Julie and Mark live in Southern California, and I live in Northern California, and you know how expensive it is to own a house or buy a rental property in California. So, we help our investors to buy investment real estate in other part of the country where it's cheaper, where you can earn cash flows, rental income, the whole 9 yards. So Julie and Mark is a prime example of middle America. You, regardless of your background, regardless of your economic status, right? If you're a hardworking American individual, you have the ability to achieve your definition of financial freedom, regardless of what have you gone through, right? So this is a great opportunity for Julie and Mark to share, your experience with people out there who are in a similar situation that you have. That perhaps, we know what we know, right? We don't know what we don't know around financial information, and it's just that so many Americans are not financially. We have not been getting any kind of financial education. Where's Mark? Throughout our schooling and upbringing. So, most of us have to learn through the school of hard knocks around financial education, investing, and what have you. So, although there are regular way you can buy rental properties, you can use your name to buy, you can put a down payment on a rental property, get financing to buy a property under your name, or you can use your IRA, your individual retirement account, IRA, to buy investment real estate. I just wanted to give you one disclaimer. I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not a financial planner, I'm not giving tax or legal advice. So for those the audience out there, you need to consult with your own financial team, your tax advisor, your legal advisor, to go over your tax situation to determine what this kind of IRA situation is appropriate to your situation. I'm merely educating you on this podcast, likewise with Julie. So Julie, I know we have very limited amount of time, but just walk us through how there's so many people just missing the ability to use the IRA to buy real estate, because most in the Wall Street world, in the financial planning world, in the stock market world, our stockbrokers, our financial planners, they do not want to their investors to get their money out of the IRA to buy investment real estate, because they lose commissions, money, whatever. So there is a conspiracy.
Right.
The financial planning profession have this conspiracy to prevent people from learning about yeah, you can use your IRA to buy other kind of investments other than mutual funds and other than stocks. So as long as it's all for investment purposes, you can use your IRA to buy, you know, a land, to buy commercial building, to buy you know, apartment building, you know, to do syndications, as long as for, but in this purpose, Julie, what you did was use your IRA to buy a single family home, right. A hard asset inside your IRA to achieve tax deferral cash flow of and potential appreciation. So now with that in mind, can you share with me what motivated you to look into your IRA account and decide to pull the IRA account outside of your mutual funds, inside your IRA, to buy investment, real estate, hard asset, physical asset? Tell me, what triggered that
right. Well, thank you, Sue-Wing, for having us on today. And I was actually taking your class back in January. My husband and I, we had this 2-year goal to pay off all of our credit card debt because we've always wanted to invest in real estate property. We had never done it before. And really the only asset money we had in significance, it was our IRA, within our 2 IRAs from our previous jobs. And so again, being in Southern California, I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to close both of them out to buy maybe a duplex, and we might get a cash flow in about 3 or 4 years. I had no idea that you could actually buy property out of state. And so when you talked about it at your seminar, or your workshop back in January, and it's interesting, you very briefly mentioned that you could purchase something in your IRA. And so I was very curious about that. And I think I contacted you shortly after that and learned more about how that works. And so one of the things I know about myself, I never take things for face value. So once I got the information from you, C-Wing, I went on a hunt. I went on a Google search. I actually first went to the IRS website to see if this was really a thing that you could do, because that's just me. I'm a researcher, I'm an organizer, and that's how I operate. I never take things for face value. So the first thing I did, like I said, I went to the IRS website and realized this is something you can actually do. And it talked about exemptive persons and who can live in the property, who cannot live in the property. The whole concept of even buying out of state was a foreign concept for me. And actually just the whole process of putting property in your retirement account, it was almost an indictment on my previous career experience, because I had worked 10 years as a real estate agent and 10 years as an investment broker. And I must have missed the class on self-directed IRAs because I had no idea you could do this. So the first step then, once I kind of gathered all the information and I looked at different websites and different trustees, even Entrust was one of the ones I had researched, and found out how to go about doing this. So the first thing we had to do, Mark and I had to do, was take our traditional IRAs that were housed at a traditional broker and transfer it to a trustee that works specifically with self-directed IRAs. And that self-directed IRA is what allows you to put different items inside your IRA other than investments. You know, I mean, I think most traditional IRAs, you're looking at stocks, you're looking at bonds, you're looking at mutual funds, things like that. The self-directed IRA allows you to put in property. It allows you to put in precious metals. You can put in apartment complex. You can put in storage units. You know, I had no idea that was even an investment as a storage unit. Jewelry, you know, even like, you know, expensive jewelry, expensive artwork. You can house these inside your IRA, and then the growth on these things grows tax deferred, just like if it was in a regular IRA. Yep. So the more research I did, the more this made sense to do it, because I'm thinking, if you buy the property, put it inside the IRA, you not only get the income from the asset coming back into the IRA, you're also going to get the capital appreciation of the investment. So it's kind of like a double hit. You get the income coming in plus the capital appreciation on the property, and everybody knows property always goes up. I don't care what part of the country it's in, property always goes up. It's always an asset that's going to grow. So after doing tons of research, we got back in contact with C-Wing. We decided to join his network. And then he gave us the contacts, C-Wing gave us the contacts that we needed to do to walk through this process. The first step, like I said, was moving our regular IRA to a self-directed IRA. And we used Entrust, who was extremely efficient. Now, I tend to be one of these really efficient persons, and I get a little rattled when things don't go right. And it was seamless. Getting the money over to Entrust, I mean, it was just, and everything is done on the web, which I love, because I'm a computer junkie, and I just love like being able to transfer things and transfer money. I love the Venmo, PayPal concept without having to go into a bank, without having to fill out a bunch of paperwork. I do a lot of Amazon shopping, so I like, you know, the online process.
Good.
Everything was done online. And we had a great rep that helped, you know, open us up. Bill was his name. And Bill told me, you know, he was very accessible, very available, told me what I needed to do in order to get the money over, monitored it. And it was very easy to monitor it once you get your account set up at Entrust. Everything that, all the transactions, everything that you do is logged in, so you can go in at any time and see the status of where your where your money is and things like that.
Right.
So once we got the money over there, then we started to look for the property. And so we, you know, C-Wing had given us several different options based on the amount of funds that we have and what our goals were, which was cash flow. You know, at the point where Mark and I are in our lives, we were really looking for cash flow, because we are really looking. I'm already retired. We were looking to retire Mark from his job in a few years.
Right.
So we need to be able to replace his income. So we started, you know, and one of the high cash flow states we looked at was upstate New York, in the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area. C-Wing put us in contact with a team over there, and it was great. It was a Buffalo turnkey, Keith Canazzi and his son Caleb. I worked directly with Caleb. He's a young guy. I had no idea how young he was until I saw him on a video, but he was very patient. I'm sure I asked him questions that he's been asked 1,000 times over. He never got rattled. He never, you know, you never heard a huff in his voice. I mean, he was always very patient. And like I said, I'm sure he'd heard the questions 1,000 times from other investors. And I kept kind of excusing myself and saying, well, this is our first time. I apologize for all the questions. And he was very accommodating. So it was really, once we were able to identify the property, and I got to say, C-Wing, you really encouraged me and Mark to pull the trigger on this first one, because even though like I had all the information and I kind of had some previous work experience in the field, but it's been over 14 years since I worked anywhere. So it's been a lot of years that I was actually in real estate. So things have changed. And in New York, they do business very different than they do in California. But I think the team that we were working with in Buffalo, it was just a seamless process. In fact, it almost seemed like it was too easy. And I just like, I kept waiting for like, okay, when does it get hard? You know, it was almost like following a roadmap, you know.
Julian, may I stop you momentarily? Let me get some input from Mark, your husband.
I won't talk the whole time. Sorry, buddy.
Just let Mark have his 10 minute of fame.
There you go. 10 minutes of fame.
I know. Mark, in terms of your financial goals, is I mean, I know you're the primary decision maker financially. It appears that Mark is just going for the ride. But in his vehicle, he's going for a ride. He's coming along for the ride, for the real estate ride.
Right. Well, yeah, actually, I am literally going along for the ride. My wife, she's the financial guru, literally. So I trust her. And the first property, it was seamless. It was seamless, and we're happy to have it, and we're anxious to do as many more as we possibly can. I guess this is our new career field of choice, and so we're looking to grab as many as we can, and to build a portfolio that will take good care of us well into our retirement years. And prayerfully it'll be something that we can teach to our daughter and pass down to her. So, and also prayerfully teach a lot of others within our ministry, and help them build something as well. So I'm very impressed. Just wish I had more money so I could buy more.
Don't worry. Yeah, it takes time. It's a journey, right? That's the fun part of it. You know, real estate investing is like a journey, so it goes on forever. And, so thank you, Mark, for your comment. I will get back to Julie. But getting back to Julie, so you have identified a property in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and cost how much? What's the price of the property?
Oh wow, it was a whopping $53,000.
And it rents for how much?
It rents for $750 a month.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
yes.
Oh, this is too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. I mean, I was shocked when we got our first, rent check after the property management and all that's been paid. It was a little over $500, and we were just super excited. Like, wow, our first rent receipt. So it's very exciting. You know, we're really looking forward to working again back with Caleb and his family with Buffalo Turnkey. I know C-Wing has directed us to some other parts of the country too. Alabama is another one that we're looking at. And one of the things I did too early on is I started researching all the areas that he had talked about in the seminar to see what would be a good fit for us, and basically based on the amount of money that we had to work with and where we saw the opportunities.
Yeah, okay. Of course, we're not going to disclose your financial situation, but giving, Mark, you have your IRA, under your portfolio, and Julie, you have yours. So essentially, you guys are stretching both your IRA to see how many property you can buy with your IRA, and also by entering into another out-of-state market with your IRA on your second and subsequent purchase, you're essentially doing some diversification and asset allocation. And with your first property, you're getting the gross rent of $750, and your purchase price is only $55,000. And then your $750 minus your taxes of whatever, minus your monthly insurance, and minus your 10% property management fee, and a few other maintenance and issues that you as a cash reserve. Do you have any idea? I mean, what is your monthly net cash flow? Have you calculated that yet?
Just a little over 500 a month, about 500.
Now, listen, everyone out there, since you guys purchase your IRA inside of real estate, that $500 monthly net cash flow, it grows tax deferred. Yeah. You don't have to pay taxes on those passive income. Not only that, when you file your federal tax return, you do not have to report that real estate investment. You don't have to, right? You don't have to report it. Correct. So, so furthermore, you have to follow the tax rules, right? I mean, so your rental income grows tax deferral inside the IRA, the physical asset. Your potential appreciation of that asset, the property is a single family home property, believe it or not, $55,000 is all. I know people thinking, I know it's an older property, but it has been rehabbed properly, a turnkey property. The roof, is up to standard. The electrical and the the boiler and the foundation of the house is good. Because the tenant is already in there. So you're getting the good cash flow. You grow the money, the rent income tax deferral, and the tax rules are when someone reach age 59 and a half, you could pull the money out to retire, the rental income aspect of it. Then you pay taxes on the money, on the rental income that you pull out at retirement if you want. So you don't have to pull it out age 59. You can pull the money out anytime after age 59 and a half. So, I mean, if you do not pull the money out, the rental income will be reinvested inside the IRA, and the rental income will continue to grow tax deferral. You don't have to pay taxes on it. Imagine that, right?
That was one of the advantages for us, because right now my husband does still work. We'd have no need to take the money out of our retirement. So it'd allow us a few more years to get the income in. Plus, we already know the property is going to increase in value over time. So it just made a lot of sense for us to do that. And I appreciate the literal turnkey system of going through the whole process of the IRA, working with the family, the Canazzi family in Buffalo, New York. And it was literally seamless. It really was.
Yeah, that's the idea, Julie and Mark. The idea of our network by having a real estate investment club, having a network. My network have done all the research. We put together a good turnkey provider. We put together a property management in each of the team and the market that we work with. We have other markets we have in Florida, in Texas, in North Carolina, in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and in Alabama. So you're gonna enter, you're in a process of analyzing our market in Alabama. And we could talk about this in another podcast, by the way, because in Alabama, what I'm coaching you to do, right? I'm coaching you to use your self-directed IRA once again to buy the Alabama real estate. This time that we can do the non-recourse loan. I'm not gonna spill the beans. The non-recourse loans, the leverage against the IRA is a more advanced education.
Right. Okay.
Once, if I could have your permission, once and if you decided to pull the trigger to buy your next property, using your IRA, then using the non-recourse loan to stretch the IRA to buy more properties. Once we have a successful closing, once and if you have a successful experience using the Alabama IRA to buy in Alabama and with the non-recourse loan, then I'm going to invite you back with your permission to talk about that experience, right?
No, we would love to come back. I just really want to just encourage anybody that's on the fence or even thinking about it, just to do it, just to pull the trigger and just do it, because it just makes sense. Even from an aspect of, I feel like where we are in life, we're starting a little later than maybe the average investor, but then people are living so much longer anyway, so if we live another 40 years, we still need that some type of passive income coming in, because I don't expect my husband to work another 40 years, So I just think it's a great experience. I wish more people could learn about it and just do it, because it's worked for us. Like I said, it's just our first experience, but I'm very comfortable with it. I'm very comfortable recommending it to somebody that, really wants to capitalize on the assets that are in their retirement account.
Yes, I absolutely agree. That's why, I love coaching, I love mentoring, I love guidance. So we work as a team, right? And we put together a system where it's easy for you to buy out of state. You can buy remotely. You can do paperwork at the comfort of your kitchen table or your bedroom, whatever, right? And because the technology is there, the team we put together in not only Buffalo, Niagara Falls, but they come highly recommended. They have a good track record for many years. Yes. They take care of out-of-state investors. So, it's a simple process. Giving what's going on with the world right now with the post-pandemic real estate, and giving technology we have, the tools that we have available. So it works, right? If you surround yourself with a good team, a trustworthy team, then you can do this quite easily, quite efficiently, quite remotely, and achieve your dream of financial freedom, for different people, for many people.
That's our goal.
Yeah. So Mark, you have any final thought before I will come back with Julie for her final thoughts? Mark?
No. Awesome program, and a safe program. So I have no complaints, and I'm glad that we did it.
Good. Taking the first step is the hardest, and a lot of people are so fearful. But you take the first step, you have a good experience, then it's a domino effect. You just go crazy. People buy more rental properties. The more property you buy, the more wealth you can create for yourself and your family, and for generational transfer, for legacy transfer, whatever your financial goals are. So Julie, one final thought. What is your total recap about your success story.
You know, I would just say, I would steal a slogan from the Nike company, just do it.
Oh, yes.
Just do it. It's, like I said, once you pull the trigger and once you go through the process, like I said, the people that you have put in place, the teams that you have connected me with, it just made the process go so smoothly. And I felt confident, I felt comfortable. There was never any like, oh, this doesn't feel right, because I tend to discern things very well. And I just felt comfortable with the whole process, and I'm excited to do our next one. And
Wow.
I hope that other people are encouraged to do it too.
Yeah, yes, it's a blessing to work with you guys. You guys are such a good, not only good investor, good people, right? You guys have a, you know, you have a good core value. You know, you care about your financial freedom goals in future. You care about people. You want to impart your knowledge, what you learn. There are a lot of people out there, as you and I already discussed. A lot of people out there, you know, thinking, you know, they can't do this, they can't do that. There's no hope for them financially. There is hope. You know, you just have to, you know, just get educated, get informed, and find a good team and use the right system. And at the end of the day, you're right. You know, too many people are so fearful. You gotta take action. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, without that, nothing is gonna happen. So this is a journey. It's a long-term investment, by the way. You know, and I'm looking forward to continue to help you, continue to mentor you, as I do with all my investors within our network and so forth. And it's such a blessing working with you guys, and just a lot of, you have a bright future ahead of you, because not only it's because you have this mindset, you know, you have this pure passion and pure motivation, and that is, you know, 9/10 of the success, you know, is because your mindset, your commitment, your discipline, your positive attitude, you know, your courage, everything else, all those investor attribute that people needs to have. You already have that.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate you guys going through the journey together, and I wish you all the success in the world, and thank you for allowing me to present, you know, in front of the audience and so forth. Thank you so much, Julie and Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Si-Wing. We appreciate you so much. All right, we appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
God bless you.
You too.
You too.
All righty.
Bye-bye.